Extra time if you don't go. Go, go, go. Come on, get lower. Lower, Ian. Lower. Get your back upright. That's it. Push up, push up, push up.
Hello everybody, this is your coach Eero here. So I'm about to show you a little more of my training that I did during the lockdown time in St. Petersburg, Russia. This particular workout that you see me do here is from the Warrior 20XX, and it's one of the elite routines there. I'm doing a little bit modified version because the original version actually uses kettlebell in it. But they're very easy to adjust even if you don't have all the equipment. And I'm doing it actually through a Skype call with one of my online coaching clients. Oftentimes I train sometimes with my clients, just motivating and leading the pace there. So Warrior Training is very clear in its purpose, developing this amazing strength endurance. It's very effective at producing results in relatively short period of time. Just whether it's losing fat or you want to build muscle, or just functionality with this athletic selection of the exercises there. But the main thing really is also increasing your mental toughness and increasing simply your capacity to handle stress and the workload. Like you're able to just do much more, almost any type of training when you increase your endurance, when you increase your capacity to work. And this also means you can do more, means you can get better results. And one of the things we created the program for was to actually help with our MMA training, because during the MMA we noticed that we were lacking endurance severely, and if you don't have endurance when you're fighting, you really have almost nothing. So it's very vital in almost the most important form of strength in any sport situation. You need to be able to sustain your energy and strength to a longer period of time during these performances in sports. But also this is one of the best forms of training just in overall getting in shape. And there's really no way to almost like simulate the hardness and intensity of the MMA training and sparring, but Warrior Training's type of training is actually one of the best ways to still replicate this, because we were training MMA in Russia for about 1 month before Russia they closed the gyms here because of the coronavirus situations.
Chest up. Step, step, step. Don't wait. Yeah.
So the MMA training session stopped, but I still, this was not a problem in terms of training. Otherwise, we are able to train at home during our travels, anywhere, with whatever the space is. There's really no reason to have any breaks because we have such methods that can be done or are excellent to be used anywhere. Not just the Warrior 20XX, but also our other 2 training programs of the Movement 20XX and the Athlete 20XX, and even the Qigong, the new Qigong course that we have. You can also do very easily at home. So I actually combined training from all of these programs during the lockdown. High intensity conditioning routines. I also took care of my mobility, my body control. I did the Athlete 20XX. I also did the movement flows to just maintain this looseness and limberness in doing this sort of free flow movements, animal movements. And then I also, our newest course that we actually prepared during the quarantine time was the Health and Fighting Qigong by the Grandmaster Jiang Yushan. And so I also did almost every single day so the form training from this course are very convenient, and especially in regards to the breathing thing that is there. It's very next level, and I love the breathing training. Took my sort of breath control, internal control of my body to a whole new level. But one of the reasons why I combine these things is because I have mastered all of these training styles also previously, like one by one. Went through these phases where I trained more movement, where I really focused on this athletic training, this very controlled, slow tempo, stability training phase. And then I moved on to the strength endurance phase through the MMA. and then I focused a lot on doing the Qigong training as well, the forms and the breathing there. So because of this, I'm able to combine this very well. But in general, it is not wise to do combine so many different styles together if you are starting, because thing is that you really need to usually focus on one or fewer styles to really master and get the benefits from them, because the training styles can be so different and they can even go a little bit against each other if you try to do too many things at once. So my recommendation is really to do, if you like to do our program, just do like one program at a time. It's always the best. If you do want to combine, this is possible, but it's always usually more useful when you do this after you have mastered these training styles separately, at least for a period of time, for a few months. Just focus on one style to really get the idea behind it and the maximum benefits from it. So as you can see, there's a huge amount of training that you can do. Even if you are locked down, I think some people find it hard to train, but I never stop training. I never stop getting results, no matter where I am, traveling or somewhere where I don't have access to gym. I can always refine my control. I can find ways to do even conditioning or breathing. There's such a large exercise selection, and just the intuition or connection that I have to my body, that I can always find ways to train. And if you have like a hard time to really get yourself do these things, I do recommend to check out our programs, because these programs contain almost everything that you might need. And at the moment they have thousands of users, and there are the exercise, there are tutorial videos, you have workout schedules, everything is set ready, so you can just start to practice very easily and getting the results, because that is really what this is about.
Last meters. 10 seconds. You can go forever.
And actually, in the following speech, I'm going to present you 3 things that keep you or are a hindrance between you and getting results. So 3 different things in the following speech, and you can enjoy. Take care, guys. I was still shaking my arms and legs from doing a warrior workout. It was like having a Skype call, and very often like we do some training through it. Sometimes I'm just like instructing the training and so on. But this time I also like want to attend and did a warrior workout. One of my online clients, who is Ian. This was actually one of the elite routines from the program. And it's really tough. Like I usually, because I've been doing with Ian for a long while, like training, and he's been doing warrior training, the warrior next workouts for quite some time by himself as well. And this time he was like, well, what if we try or what if he would do the elite, the Sisu, called Sisu, the Finnish grit, this kind of workout. And I was like, okay, let's do it. So I haven't done it myself in a while. I was like, hey, I want to try that too. It usually feels good afterwards. But man, it was tough. Like even just feel like out of breath. Even still like out of breath. And it was sort of like a couple of minutes ago since I finished that. We ended up the session by calming down and doing a little bit of Qigong training, health Qigong stuff, which is very nice. Calming down effect to do in the end of a very high intensity workout like that. But I think like regarding the warrior next, it is such a easy way and also a hard way just to make results, because there are some people who are always like, well, how I'm gonna get the results and so on. It's like a big mystery, and can be, but it really usually isn't. Oftentimes it can be just as simple as putting more effort to your training, raising up the intensity. I was just like received a question from a guy who was asking like, well, he's doing this and that training, and he's putting a lot of effort in, but he's not seeing results. And I think actually there are like few, of course, reasons why you're not seeing results. One is that you're doing too many things at once. So you're trying this and that. You're never mastering one training style properly, and so you're not really seeing the results, because you're like just like half there. You're not fully into really any style. The other thing is that you don't have the proper foundation. This kind of is related to not mastering one specific style, but you don't have a foundation and you're not really conscious of your body. You don't really know what the movements are doing to you. You're not sure how to target the specific areas that you like to target. If you like to train a specific muscle, for example, you don't really feel it when you're training it. You don't know how to set the form. So you're lacking a lot of just technical knowledge. When you're doing a bunch of training, but you're lacking just technical knowledge and awareness, body awareness. Third thing, intensity. The effort that you put into whatever training that you're doing. You're just kind of always going a little bit here and there, jogging lightly or doing things lightly. And there is a point where you kind of want to also do it lightly, and if you're really not sure about the form or something, you don't want to amp up the intensity super high because you risk injury. But at some point, you need to kind of start to push yourself as well, and this is like where the Warrior 20X came to play. It was a way to really make sure that you guys know what it is when you go high intensity, when you push yourself to set this sort of example, because it's very, very hard sometimes to set this example yourself, because there's a mental barrier of like, oh, whoa, this feels too bad, although it might not even be that bad, but you feel like this is, no, I can't do more than this, I can't push harder than this. But sometimes you just need to have a person or someone who shows you the limits of where you can push yourself, and this way you can much easier to then start to push yourself as well, by yourself. But this is the very simple secret that is involved in getting results. You just need to go a little bit harder. You need to feel, in a way you feel maybe more uncomfortable in some ways, but you also kind of learn to enjoy it as well. And this is how it works. All right. Now I need to really catch my breath. It's like the thing about when you really go high intensity, you can also, one of the things is like the effects of it are so long term. Like you're gonna feel your body is going to be like possibly recovering for multiple days, but it's gonna also be this kind of like a fat burning mode for a very, very long time, because it just makes your body go like you also usually also feel more energetic, temporarily more fatigued and tired, but then soon afterwards you also like, wow, you did it. You also feel accomplished. So, but in Warrior 20X there, like I said, we did elite routine, but there's like 4 levels. There's the beginner, intermediate, advanced, and then there's the elite routine. So all of these categories have their own workouts, and I like to do all of them because sometimes I also like, it's not, the categories are like, some of the movements are harder and so on, but still every single one of those routines can be really, really hard depending on like how much you just put your spirit to those workouts. Like when I was doing the program, filming the Warrior 20X, every single workout was tough. Every single one was kind of like difficult though, because I made sure I put in the effort. And of course the harder routines are even harder, but still, you can make every routine, every rep, every round count by showing your heart and then putting all in that you have. And this is the Warrior 20X style, guys. All right, stay strong.